Oh, it's
Okay.
back on.
All right, there it is. All right, let me get to my outline right here real quick, and then we can begin. Do you guys have anything to say while I'm doing that? Any news or anything like that that you want public on YouTube? All right, well, let me, just give me a second here. Get my ducks in a row here. Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Maggie?
There's Annie.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Hello.
hi, it's Maggie.
Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm just about ready. Hang on just a second, just getting this into view. Okay, I guess I'm ready. You guys ready to go? We ready to start?
Stop.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
All right, well, welcome to the August session of the Zoom class for TSB.
Shush.
And hoping that you guys are having a good, nice summer, not too hot, not too cold. Well, not too cold, maybe. And I'm go ahead and just kick right into the news. So on your phone, on your iPhone, you should have iOS 17.6.1. That should be the current version. They will be releasing a 17.6.2 within the next week or two, and that's to fix a few bugs and, of course, patch security holes and all that good stuff. So 17.6.1, that's your guy. All right, and the next thing on my news list is, let me see here. What is, oh, this coming month, September, Apple's going to have its unveiling of its new iPhones and watches and all that good stuff. If you remember back in a few months ago, they unveiled iOS 18, the software stuff at the WWDC event that we talked about a few months ago. So this is the hardware version of that, and it's their yearly thing to get people to start buying the new iPhones that are coming out. And of course, the big star between the iPhones and an iOS 18 is the new Apple Intelligence, the AI stuff that they're going to be incorporating. So stay tuned for that. And that's about it for the Apple event. It's going to be a normal event, just a showing of a bunch of stuff, probably computers too, and maybe even their Apple TV device. So we'll know more as we get closer to that. That'll probably be like the middle of the month somewhere. So there's that. The last thing in the news is something of a concern. I wanted to let you guys know that there's been a lot of, I don't know if you've heard this in the news, but there have been a lot of data breaches, meaning your personal information with like AT&T is just out there. They just got hacked or they let it out. So what you need to do, if you so desire, you should go in onto your accounts that you have with all these people and change passwords. And for God's sakes, don't use the same password everywhere, because if it's easy for you to guess, it's easy for a hacker to guess. So try to use where you can use the password manager like Keychain or something else, and have it suggest long passwords. And if we have more of these data breaches, we should probably change them more often to keep you safe, so no one can hack into your stuff. Because I heard about one of these. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Manny, it's Maggie. Should we change our keychain things too?
Yes, Keychain and other password managers. Good question, by the way. When you go to a website, especially, and you're logging into something, whatever it is, in Keychain, you always have the ability to update your password or create a new password. And the best part of these things is that they'll create these long passwords that never can be guessed, and they'll store them for you, and they'll use them when you need them. That way, you don't have to remember passwords. And the longer, better, weirder password that you use, the more safe your information is going to be. You know, using your dog's name or something backwards or part of your name and a date, those things will work for you if nobody ever acquires your information. But some of these data breaches have been pretty serious. I mean, social security numbers get leaked, um, your address along with your name, and people have a lot of information about you, and you don't want them to use that to hack into retirement accounts at ADP or whatever the case may be, or do something with your home mortgage or your title to your home. You know, there's been use of that. So just be aware of that, and anybody you're doing business with, maybe review your online presence or your digital presence with them and make sure that you've updated your passwords. This is more of a PSA instead of a news item. I was very worried about that when I heard social security numbers were leaked and AT&T customers' data were leaked. That's just a horrible situation for all of us. So just be very careful, and be very cautious with that stuff. Any questions about that? All right. Let's go to emerging technologies. So I mentioned that Apple's going to have an event next month, and they're going to unveil the iPhone 16s, which, you know, normal year, you know, they just bring up the new iPhones. But this one is going to have a new button on it, according to the rumors. And it's called a capture button. And it's going to be, you know where the power button is on your phone, on the right side of your phone, the single button all by itself? They're going to add a capture button there. And it'll be one of these digital buttons that responds to pressure and swiping and things. So you could, for example, press it and take a picture immediately. Or you could swipe up or down on the button and zoom in and out. There's going to be all kinds of functions assigned to this button. But that's what's coming in the iPhone 16. There's going to be a new thing on there, a new button. So hopefully that'll make life a little easier for us when we want to snap a picture quick and we don't want to have to open the phone up or even respond to the screen. We just point the phone and hit the button. It's done. We don't have to go to the lock screen and find the icon or do something else. So that's one of the things I heard about that. So look forward to that. And of course, it will support the new AI stuff coming out. On that note, too, as well, it looks like they're going to be releasing an SE 4th generation version, probably not this fall, but early next year, maybe in the first quarter or second quarter. And they're trying to keep that price point under $500. But you can bet your bottom dollar that that phone will support the AI initiative that they're doing now, which means they got to beef up the memory and all this good stuff. So you might be able to get an AI capable phone if you wait a little bit till next year for the SE version that's coming out. And they say that that form factor is going to emulate like the iPhone 14 kind of form, the way it looks. It'll have an island, it'll have the little island on top, the little black pill island that they have up there, and it'll look, feel a lot like the iPhone 14. So it should be a very good version of the iPhone. All right, so let's go down to the topics. Let's see here. All right, the first topic that I have is some new information on how you can use the S-Lady, SIRI, to do things in mail. You know, we've talked about that before to some extent, but I'm bringing some new stuff here today. So for review, in the past, you're able to call her up and you could say, email Barbara McPherson. And then she'll come back and she'll say, what's the subject of your email? Then you dictate your subject. And then she'll ask you for the message. You dictate that. And then at the end, she'll repeat it all back to you. And then you have an option of sending it or not sending it, or changing the title or changing the message. And then if you send it, then you're done. So that was what we've already talked about. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is using her to aggregate messages, to gather messages for you. So you could say something like, show email from August 15th. And what it'll do is it'll go in and fetch emails for that day. What if you don't know the day, maybe you could say something like, show email from August 1st to August 5th. Then it'll get a date range in there and give you all those emails that are there. You could do something like show email about, I don't know, credentials. So every email that has something about credentials will be brought up. This is the way you can search emails using your voice. And I wrote down another one. You could say show email from a person. Like I could say show email from Barbara McPherson, and it'll list all of her emails starting with the newest ones going back. So what I'll do is I'll try to do these in examples for you. I'll try them on my phone, and we'll see how successful we are. One note, it did work when I tested it earlier today. So if it doesn't, I don't know what happened. So here we go. Get my phone. Any questions while I'm getting this ready? No?
Hey, Manny?
Yes, Diane.
Yeah, I have a question. Do the emails that she fetches have to be in your inbox?
I don't think so. You
Okay.
can have them moved around, or we can. That's a good question. Maybe
Hey.
that's one that I'll look up and get you a better answer to.
Okay.
But I think my answer is no, that they can be moved into another folder somewhere. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a good question.
Thanks.
All right, let me get my volume up here.
PBS. News.
Can you guys hear that?
Netflix.
There we go.
Mhm.
Double
Yeah.
tap to open.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to ask, since I did this before, I kind of know what to ask. So I'm going to ask her for my emails from August 15th. So I'm gonna do that. Siri, do I have any emails from August 15th?
You have 2 emails last Thursday. First, last Thursday to Manny Celis, your website.
Next.
Finally, last Thursday to Barbara McPherson, participation credentials for the August voiceover training class.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
So if you noticed,
Calendar. Tuesday.
sorry about that. So if you noticed, she paused between the emails, okay? So you got to be paying real close attention because she's listening during the whole thing. So if you say next, she'll go to the next one. If you say a word like read, she'll actually read you the message body of that. And I'll do that again, but I'll do a read.
Can you turn your volume up a little more?
Oh, I'm sorry. You can hear it? Hold on a second. Siri? That's the weather forecast.
Expect partly cloudy skies today. Daytime temperatures will hover around 104.
Okay. So
Calendar.
I just increased Siri's volume. Sorry about that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it the same question, and then I'm going to have it read one of them. Okay. So I'm going to ask it for any email from the 15th of August. Okay. Siri? Do I have any email from August 15th?
You have 2 emails last Thursday. First, last Thursday to Manny Celis, your website.
Next.
Finally, last Thursday to Barbara McPherson, participation credentials for the August voiceover training class.
Read.
It says, from John McCann, Mailto, john@jamsite.net, sent, Thursday, August 15th, 2000.
So anyway, I stopped
Calendar.
it. You get the point. It'll read everything in that email to you. So these keywords you need to remember when she's listening, when she's listening for you, think about if you want to hear more, she'll read them. If not, it's like she's giving you the list. Like if you're in your inbox and you see the list there, that's what she's reading to you, just like the topic or the subject, and then maybe the first line of the email. I don't know. But if you tell it to read, she'll actually open the body up and read the entire thing. So, and of course, we can do this with a date range. So let's do something, or let me ask it for a date where I don't
Screen
have
dimmed.
emails. But let's do that. I think the next day I didn't have any. Let me see.
PBS.
Okay. Siri,
Hmm?
show email from August 16th.
I didn't find any emails last Friday.
So that's what happens when you don't have
Calendar.
emails there. I'm going to do a date range just so you know it works. Okay. Siri,
Mm-hmm.
show emails from August 1st to August 5th.
You have one unread email from Bose. Save big on good as new Bose certified refurbished products. Read it.
Cancel.
Okay.
So that's how you do dates. So if you know kind of the week of or a date range or the exact day, you can query your emails that way. Okay. If you've got like something in the title or in the subject, let's say for this class, let's say you want to look for emails that have credentials. You're looking for that email from Barbara that says participation credentials. Okay. And you remember that word. Well, I can ask for those emails too. So Siri,
Uh-huh.
show email about credentials.
You have two emails about credentials. First, from Barbara McPherson, participation credentials for the August voiceover training class.
Next.
Finally, from Barbara McPherson, participation credentials for the August voiceover training class.
Okay, she must have sent two. So
Calendar.
I have two emails from Barbara for that. So, and then the last one is you can ask for email from a particular person or entity. And that would be show email from fill in the blank. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to show you that one. Siri,
Uh-huh.
show email from Barbara McPherson.
Here are all your emails from Barbara McPherson, starting with the 5 most recent. First, from Barbara McPherson to Barbara McPherson, participation credentials for the August voiceover training class.
Next.
From Barbara McPherson to Barbara McPherson, artificial intelligence, AI, and vision loss, tools you should know.
Cancel.
Okay.
So, and that's how you use Esli to, to query your emails. So, any questions on that? How to use the Esli to get to email? Okay. We'll go to the next thing. Let's see here. Let's go down. Okay. So what I wanted to go over too was rotor items. So when your phone is when you buy your phone and you get it,
Screen dimmed.
there are certain rotor items that are available, but there are a whole lot of other rotor items that you can add to the list of rotor items that you get when you're doing something. For example, let's say that you want to select and copy text out of something to some other place. Well, there's a rotor item called text selection that you can put in there, and it facilitates that. It makes that so much easier. If you're going to browse in Safari and you want to be able to find buttons on the website, well, you can put in button navigation too. There's already links and headings, but you could put in buttons and some other objects, graphics and things, just like you would in a program like JAWS. And then you could go to the rotor and you can navigate to the next button or go to the previous buttons. And that's another way to navigate on Safari, much like you would with JAWS in Windows. So let me show you where this is at.
6:58 p.m.
Let's go there.
Settings. Search feed.
So the rotor is something that you get in the accessibility section. So we're going to go there.
Bluetooth. Cellular. No. General. Home screen. Accessibility.
Go there.
Vision. Heading. Voiceover.
Voiceover.
On. Voiceover. Tip. Speaking rate. Speech. Braille. Voiceover. Verbosity. Audio. Command. Rotor. Button.
So it's settings, accessibility, rotor.
Rotor items. Button.
And then right at the top of rotor is rotor items. We're going there.
Rotor items. Selected. Characters.
So
Swipe up or down to
when you do the rotor, this is the little twisty kind of gesture on the screen. You're going to get a context menu. And if you're in a text field, right now I'll get characters and I'll get
reorder character. Selected. Words.
Words.
Selected. Lines.
Lines. And I could add more. There's more down here. So let me go down to something I can add.
Selected. Text selection. Selected. Speaking rate. Volume. Audio ducking. Punctuation.
So there's punctuation.
Swipe up or down to.
That'd be another one for text. Let me go to the one I was talking about for Safari, for browsing, and then we'll end it there. So let me go down there.
Reorder sounds. Rows 9 to selected. Headings.
So for
swipe up or down.
For Safari browsing, you have a lot of different ones. There's
handwriting. Selected. Containers.
Containers.
Selected. Headings. Selected. Links. Selected. Form controls. Tables.
So let's say there's a table.
Swipe up or down.
If I were to click on that, I could navigate by table. Or below that would be
lists.
Like a list. So the more you add, the more will be on that rotor when you're in Safari. You can go through many more items. And you might find that helpful if you start using Safari more. You know, when you first get the phone, only headers and links are there because they're the most popular navigation objects on a website. So, and there's many more than this down the road. So you can add them and you can remove them, you can reorder them, you do all kinds of stuff. So yeah. Any questions on the rotor item?
Barbara here. One comment is you put your fingers on the screen and then you turn.
Right.
Because
so,
I was having an extra gesture there.
yeah.
And the other thing that's very helpful is you can go backwards. So the stuff like edit is my last one, so I go backwards and I go right to edit.
That's right. Good, Barbara. So what Barbara's saying is that these rotors are like a circular menu. And as you do the rotor gesture again and again, it's like a clock hand going around the menu, and each item, 1, 2, 3, lines, whatever, it'll go around. But you can go the other way by doing the gesture backwards. So let me see if I can do that here, see if I get a good example of that. So I'm on this rotor settings thing. Let's see what I get in the rotor when I do this. So if I do a clockwise rotor action, which is 2 fingers on the screen and then twisting clockwise. So I'm going to do that. Characters.
Words.
Now if I go the other way, it's going to go backwards.
Characters. Actions. Activate.
So if you were to see this like on a clock, let's say around a clock, it would be actions, characters, words, like 1, 2, 3. So if I do the thing clockwise, it'll go actions, characters, words. If I do it the other way, it'll go from words, characters and actions. So, and there's many more than that on the rotor usually, but it's like a circular thing. And when you get to the end of the list, it just goes back up to the top again. So that's how that rotor works. And the rotor is there because we only have 4 fingers. So you can't put all of the conceivable things you can do on the phone within tapping with 4 fingers or flicking or swiping. They have to put in some kind of other device that allows you to get to those extended functions. So that's kind of why the rotor's there. And it's important that if you're going to use the phone for more than just the basics, that you learn how to do that gesture. It's very important, by the way, because you know, it opens up a whole lot of functionality on your phone.
So
All right.
I think it's important to tell them that you don't double tap. You go to edit, and then you flick either up or down.
Oh, yes, yes. So let me show an example of that, Barbara. That's a good thing. I wasn't thinking about doing that. So let me get into some kind of text and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So let me go here.
Settings. Double tap dog. Mail.
So
One
open
of
up
mail.
mail.
Messages.
We're just gonna grab a mail thing.
Messages. Barbara McPherson. Participation credential. All inboxes. One on.
So what you do when you're in a mail message, if you're in a text message, any kind of text on the screen, you can do this. So let's go to the body somewhere. I'm just going to touch the screen somewhere.
Message 2 of 2. Barbara McPherson. FW. Participation.
Okay. Now let's say that I want to go navigate word by word. So I would have to go to the rotor and I would select words. Okay. And I'm going to get to Barbara's editing thing in a second. So let's say I want to hear each word individually, going forward or going backwards. So I got to do the rotor gesture to get into the word mode. Here we go.
Characters. Words.
So if I do that and then I swipe up or down like Barbara was saying, then you can navigate by word. So let me do that.
FW. Participation. Credentials. 4.
Now let's go back.
4. Credentials. Participation.
And then if you were to say, you know what,
But you can do the same thing by characters too.
That's right, and I'm going to do that next.
And have it spell out a word.
So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go to characters.
Characters.
So you heard it say characters. Now if I flick up or down on the screen, it'll take each character in the word. So here we go.
Cap P A R T I C I P A T.
If I go back the other way.
T A P I C I T R A. Cap P.
So the rotor's very powerful. And then later, maybe in a separate class, not only can you navigate these words, you can highlight and select them and then copy them out using this same methodology, the rotors. So this is something you should become very familiar with. And if you do the rotor correctly, it'll sound like this, okay?
Words, lines, text selection, speaking rate, containers, headings.
Anyway, those are clean gestures. If they don't automatically snap and come out cleanly, then you might be tapping the screen before you do the rotor and thereby moving the cursor off of where you were. So it's very important to practice any gestures, including the rotor, to get them down pat. So thank you, Barbara, for that. So hopefully I can show you how to do some more advanced things with the rotor down the line if you guys want that. So, all right, let's see what's next. If there's no questions, we'll go to the next thing. All right, next thing is show and tell. And what I have this week, courtesy of Barbara, is sort of a lanyard with alligator clips on the end of it. Let me get it out here. So it's like a rubber band, rubber round kind of cord thing, and it's got 2 alligator clips. And I'm showing you, it's very low tech, by the way. It's not digital. So what it's designed to do, so you can put it around your neck like this, and you can have it fastened to anything. Let's say if you, I don't know, you drop your napkin a lot. Well, you could attach it to your napkin or something, or whatever it is that you find yourself dropping a lot, and then it'll just stay in place. And they're pretty inexpensive. You can get them at Amazon for next to nothing, and they're very handy to have. So I don't know if anybody can see these things, but they're pretty nifty, and the clips have a high tension strength.
Screen dimmed.
So they grab stuff really well. So Barbara, did you have anything to add to?
Oh yeah. We also use them to hold our washcloth when we're brushing our teeth.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
And so they're very handy. I carry one in my purse and put the cloth napkin on. It's much easier than trying to get the stain out of your clothes.
Yeah, so you could hang this on your neck and attach it to either side of a napkin and have the napkin just drape down over your shirt, and then not worry about the napkin moving because you can't see it. So it's a nice little tool for us. But the napkin is only where it starts. It could fasten to anything. They're really good at gripping things, and that's what I like about this so much. And it's comfortable. It's very light. And I don't remember the price, but they're not very expensive at all. They're just
No, they were from $1 to $2, depending on which ones you pick.
And what I'll do is I'll put a link in the notes to the ones Barbara let me use for this show and tell. So and yeah, it's a very interesting device to have in your arsenal of things to help us blind people get around. So, any questions on this? All right, well, I'm going to go to the next thing then. Let's see. Okay, the next thing I have on my list is the Newsline app. Now, we've talked about this before, but it's worth a review because it's a pretty good app. And if you're looking for news or keeping up on current events, it doesn't get much better than a Newsline app, to be honest. It's really good. There's also another way to access Newsline, which makes it even better. You can call up a number using your phone, and then you can use the digits on your phone to navigate the news on the Newsline app. So that's pretty cool. I think it's the 3.
There.
Was that right, Barbara? The 3 and the 8 are the ones for that?
Correct. That is correct. You
Yeah.
sign up for Newsline through your Talking Book Library advisor. They'll sign you up, and then they send you a code. And you have to put that code in the very first time, however you're using it, whether you're using it on your cell phone or landline or whatever you're doing. You put the code in, and then after that, the phone remembers it.
All right. So that's a great way to access it. If you have a problem using the app on the phone, you can just use even a house phone to do that with. You could actually just use a big button house phone and just listen in on the receiver and do it that way. So it's a very flexible thing to get news into our hands. Let me demo the app real quick because it's got some cute little features that I thought you might like. So let me do that.
7:11 p.m.
Okay.
Mail.
Get out of there.
Talk. Mail. Ring mode.
Siri,
Uh-huh.
open Newsline.
Take picture. Button. Tab bar. Highlight. So highlights.
Okay, so there's some tabs on the bottom. They're not really hard, not complicated. So highlights is their way of getting NFB or Newsline's messages to you. So let's see what they're saying to me up here. This is just communication between the NFB and or the app to me. So let's look at that.
NFB Newsline Mobile. Highlights. Welcome Manuel Celis. Heading level 1.
Okay, so it's saying welcome.
You are near 8,000. What's
Hey,
the NFB Newsline
there.
service is now?
So that that is just whatever banner they have talking about whatever it is that that they need to tell me. So that's what the first guy is, and that's this one.
Tab bar. Selected. Highlights. Tab.
The
1
second-
of 4.
The second tab.
Information sources. Tab.
This
2
is
of 4.
this is where the magic is. This is where your news is. So when we go into there,
Select information sources.
and I'm just going to swipe from the top. And the good thing about this app is it's not full of lists and pictures and things sliding around the screen and all kinds of craziness. It's really just right what you need, just menu items. So let's swipe over and see what's going on.
KNFB Reader Basic.
Oh wait,
Tab.
I get it.
Selected. NFB Newsline Mobile.
Okay, so let's go down.
Information sources. Breaking news.
So let's just hear a few of them so you get an idea of what this screen has on it. So there's breaking news.
Arizona State Specific Channel. Arizona Publications. Publications from other states. National newspapers. International newspaper.
So this is very high level in the hierarchy. This is like the top nodes. Then you can drill down. So let's get something that we care about here. Let's see.
National news publications from others. Arizona national newspapers.
I don't know. Let's see.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Let's do that. That's a good one. Let's go there.
Search field.
So you can
Double
search.
tap to edit.
You can put some kind of keyword in there and search for something. Let's say you look for Biden or whatever, and then it'll filter the results down to that. But let's just see what they have by default with no filters in place. So let's go down.
Hyphen. Heading. Information from the CDC on respiratory virus prevention. Breaking news search results for COVID-19 pandemic data.
So these are their suggestions. And then after that, we get down to the news agencies in order by number and alphabetical. So let's go down.
1. Heading. 19th News. 08/20.
So that's a 19th news organization. We'll keep going down.
A. Heading. ABC News. 08/20/.
So if you wanted to go into that and see what they got going on, you double tap on ABC News.
Full pop breaking news. Back button. ABC ad. Current issue. 08/538. One article.
So go in there. I don't know what that is all about, but let's go in there.
ABC News, they don't support anymore. Pick something else.
Oh, let's go back. What do you suggest, Barbara?
CBS.
CBS? Okay, well, let's go down to CBS.
ABC News. ABC 5 breaking.
There,
Back breaking.
there.
ABC News.
Just,
All right, here we go. So let's go
Good.
down.
ABC News. 08 Bloomberg. 08/
It's an alphabetical order, so I'm just swiping down to the C's.
Chicago Defender. CNET. CNN. CNBC. CBS News.
CBS News. Here we go.
08 full pop breaking news. CB ad. Current issue. CBS Evening News. One
So-
article.
So you got evening news.
CBS Mornings.
Morning.
CBS News. One article.
So let's just go in there. I don't know where to go. We'll just go there.
CBS News.
So what it does, it brings up some more text that we can listen to. So let me swipe to the right.
CBS share. CBS News 2024 presidential election analysis. How many voters are persuadable? Heading level 3.
So that's the title of the article. And then if I swipe to the right, you'll hear all the detail in the article, a long thing. So I won't do that because it's just a lot of text.
No, it's a lot of stuff, but the nice thing is if you want to share it, you can send it to your email box and read it anytime you
Yes.
want.
Yes, that's what the share button is. If I swipe back, it's up on top here. Let me swipe to the left.
Share button.
So it's really handy, and there's a lot of news in here. So it's well worth getting this app. It's not just a one-trick pony. So that's the information tab at the bottom. The other tab I wanted to show you was really handy, and I was surprised that it had it, but it's got its own little basic KNFB reader, which was the first name in OCR, a decade or more ago. That was like the primo reader that was out there. So, now we have all kinds of readers like, Be My Eyes and Seeing AI and things like that. And even the phone does its own reading, but it comes with a basic version of KNFB. So let's go to that tab and see what that's all about.
Tab bar. Selected. Information sources. KNFB Reader Basic. Tab 3 of 4.
And the last tab after that, by the way, it's just settings. They have a different name for it. I think it's called Tools.
Settings.
Oh, settings.
Tab 4,
Sorry.
KNFB
Settings.
Reader.
So we'll go over the settings tab. We'll just try the KNFB reader thing real quick. And that's an OCR thing. So you can put text under it and read it.
KNFB Reader Basic.
So it comes up with a viewfinder. And I happen to have something I got from Award 6, recycling something or other. So I'm just going to put it over it and capture it. I don't know what to capture here. Let's just put it over something. I don't know. Maybe that. There's a little capture button on top.
Take picture button.
So I'm going to do that.
Take picture. Back button.
So, and then it immediately comes up with the results. So I'm just going to swipe to it and have it play the
See
first.
bottles. jugs and containers to these items. Remember copyright clean whole glass styrofoam yard waste food waste plastic bossy hard to recycle plastics glass local clay glassy purple.
So that was that. So it gives you a basic OCR function for text. And that's all under one app. So that's kind of cool. So any questions about the Newsline app from the NFB?
You can also set it up on your cell phone like you would use in a land phone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You
So
don't want to use the app, just log in with your cell phone, and then you do the same thing. You use 3 to go to the next article and pound to get out of that section.
oh, yes, making the phone call on your phone. I'm sorry.
Right,
Okay,
right.
I got it. Yes.
Do you have it on your phone?
I do not, but I just have to
Do
put the
not,
phone number
okay.
in there. But yes,
But you can do it that way also.
yeah, that's really good. So that's kind of a really good app, by the way. So, all right, no questions on that. We will go to the next item. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, where are we? Let's see. All right, so what I wanted to show you guys how to do is how to create, or how, let me just word this correctly. Well, let's first talk about how you share a contact, or if you just want to share only the phone number. I want to show you how to do that. So
Screen dimmed.
let's say that I want to send Barbara a contact, one of my contacts. So as I spoke with you guys before, and Diane, we talked about V cards, V as in Victor cards. Those are the standard contact attachments. They contain all of the information for a contact, or contacts if you were to select multiple contacts to this. I've never done multiples, but we can surely do one. Okay, so what you got to do is you can go to your contacts, and then you're going to look for one, and then you're going to try to share it. Okay, so let me do that now.
7:20 p.m.
All right, get
See
out
bottom
of
doc
NFB.
mail 3 on
Siri. Open contacts.
Ellie Burgess button L back button lists back button.
Okay, say that I want to find a contact. I'm not going to actually share it with her, but I'll get right to the end. But I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay.
Alvernon Manor Apartments, Amazon.
Let's say I want to share Amazon's number with somebody. Well, we'll just pick Barbara, but I'm not going to actually finish the share, meaning do it. I'm just going to go all the way to the end before the last button. So you go into the contact.
Amazon.
You open it up.
Amazon.
And what you've done when you open up contact from your list is you're opening up the V card for viewing. You're just looking at it. But within that view, you have some options, like you can share, you can call, you can do things like that. We're going to find the share option. So I'm going to swipe to the right to get down to it. Okay.
Message, call, video, mail, pay, phone, notes, send message, button, share contact, button.
There it is.
That's where you do it. Share contact. It's a line item in the middle of the screen. So I'm going to do that.
Share contact, heading.
And then what they put into the latest version of iOS is you can share part of a contact's information. So in the case of this Amazon entry, let's go down and see what has been selected to share by default. Okay, so let's go down there.
Done, but selected, first name, Amazon.
So the first name is shared.
Selected, phone, +1, 888.
Now, if there were some notes here for Amazon, let's say I wrote some notes down, that would not be selected by default. And if I wanted to select everything to share with Barbara, I have to go down to the bottom of the screen, and there's a select all thing down there. So let's go down there and take a look at that.
Toolbar, deselect all fields,
Well,
button.
it knows everything is selected now, but I could deselect and then select them again. But typically, if you have something that's not selected, that little button will say select all fields. Once you do that, then everything you have in the contact will be shared. And then of course, when you hit done, that's when the standard share sheet will come up.
Done button. Amazon.
And then
Amazon.
I can pick who I want to share it with.
Valeria and Cheap Manuel's Mac Mini. AirDrop button. Messages button.
I can send a text message to somebody, or I can do it by email.
Mail button.
That's what we did for Diane earlier when we were talking about that. We shared a V card via email, but we're going to do it with a text message. So I'm going to swipe back.
Messages button.
So I'm going to double tap there.
Text field is editing. Insertion point at start.
So I don't need to
Swipe up or down.
I can put somebody in there, but I don't need to do that. So I'm going to swipe down and show you what the attachment looks like.
And contact button. Message. Attachment PNG. File. New line. Text field.
So it calls
Double
it that,
tap to edit.
but it's actually a V card. When it gets to the destination, it'll recognize it as a V card that you can double tap, and then you can add it to your contacts directly without typing any information in. So that's how you share an entire contact. Now, if I just wanted to send the phone number to somebody, but not in a card, there's another way to do that. So let's go back. Let me get out of here and cancel.
Cancel button. Cancel.
Go back.
Close button.
All right.
Back button. Amazon.
So let's say I just want to share their number with somebody. Okay. So all I got to do is go here.
Amazon. Contact photo and poster.
I go to edit.
Edit button. Done. Dimmed.
And then I need to go into the phone number so I can select it. So I'm going to do that now.
Phone button. +1 888.
So I'm going to double tap on that.
Text field is editing. +1 888.
So I'm going to use the rotor, the thing I was talking about earlier, and I'm going to go to the edit menu.
Characters, words, text selection, speaking rate, containers, headings, typing mode, touch typing, edit,
So I'm going to swipe down.
select, +1 888 280-4331, selected,
Manny, did
menu
you go
item.
to the edit to select it?
Yes.
Yeah, you could have gone backwards. You would have got there faster. Yeah.
If I did what? I'm sorry.
You go backwards on the rotor, you would have got there faster.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm just so used to doing it one way that I forget that it's easier to do the other. You're right. So once I get the text selected, now this works
Text field
everywhere.
is editing, +1.
You then have to take that selected text and put it into the clipboard, and that's the copy function. So let me do that next. So when I select text, a menu is automatically brought up. I don't have to do the rotor again. I can just go up and I can just select one of these things.
Cut, menu item,
I can cut it out of there,
copy, menu
and I
item,
can copy it. So let's copy it.
copy, menu item,
So now I've copied that phone number into the phone's clipboard. So let's go to messages.
doc, mail, messages, 3 messages, conversations, Barbara McPherson,
So let's say I want to share that with Barbara.
Right.
What I can do is open it up.
messages, your iMessage, message, messages, message, iMessage, message, text field,
And then you can do a double tap and hold, and then the paste menu should come up. I'm hoping it comes up. Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
paste, menu item, messages pasted from contacts,
And then now what I have in there is the phone number.
message, text field, is editing, +1 888 280-4331.
You can
No.
send it to me. I don't have that one.
Okay, so just I'll send it right now.
Send button, send message, dictate,
And what it'll do when it recognizes the properly formed phone number, when Barbara receives it, it'll add an underline to it, identifying it as such, and then she can take that phone number and create a contact with it or do whatever she wants. So this is how you extract pieces of information, select it, and copy. It's very hard to do, and you may not be able to do it right away, even if you watch this class. But this is a more advanced function that you guys should start pursuing, because your
Oh,
phone,
yeah.
I know it seems hard, but once you do it a few times, it won't be that hard. It'll just be like you do it on a computer where you select something, you control C, go somewhere else and do control V for a Windows machine. And it works like that. But there are 3 steps, locating the text, selecting the text, copying the text, and then of course the 4th step is to paste it. So there's 4 things
There.
you're doing. So that's
Oh, come on, get in here.
so that's kind of what that is. All right. So any questions on sharing a contact or a phone number from a contact? That's kind of what I went over, going all the way back. All right. So we're gonna go to the next thing. Let's see here.
Manny, I think I'm in a coma. I'm overwhelmed.
I'm sorry. Barbara
It's
told me
all right.
I'm still struggling with it.
it's not easy, but
Yeah.
I need to give you guys
Wow.
things that'll challenge you, because
Screen dimmed.
if you go with the real easy things, you'll never advance. Because if you just do swiping and tapping only, then that's all you're ever going to be able to do. Getting these rotor functions, keeping your head into what you're doing as far as selecting text, locating, this is really good for you. But it's hard, especially the first time. And you think that's going to...
That's something about, no pain, no gain. Is that what
That's
you're
right,
saying?
that's right.
It makes, if it doesn't kill us, it makes us stronger.
Yes, yes. It took me a lot of woodshedding to get as good as I am at it. And I'm not
Yeah.
even that good. I'm okay at it. So don't give up right away. I mean, once you get it, it's a pretty amazing thing you can do with the phone. And there's more than that. After you learn that, there's more to it, even more things you can do. So I was just hoping maybe just to expose you to it today. And I know it's not going to be easy to learn, but just to keep in the back of your mind, so.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to show you how you can create a contact from somebody who sends you a V card. Like I was just talking to Diane and everybody earlier, if you get a V card attachment, you can then turn that into a contact. So let me see if I have any V card attachments. I forgot to see if I had that. Let me just
7:31 p.m.
Should be interesting.
Messages. Message. Text field is editing. iMessage. Character mode. In 3 unread. 3 on filters. Back button.
So, well, let me just tell you how it works. I don't think I have a V card here.
Conversations.
Sorry about that, guys. I should have prepared for this. Let me see. Where are we at? Barbara.
Diane Bella Rhonda from TSB. And Connie Peckham. Rhonda. Diane. Chica Greek. +1. Chica and Barbara McPherson.
There she. Barbara.
+1. Chica and Valeria. Barbara McPherson. Messages. Your iMessage. +1. Messages. Larry Arnold. All American Pest Control. Contact card.
Okay. This is one that
Swipe up or down to.
This is a contact card, V card, that I sent to Barbara a few days ago. Now, what'll happen is it was to her, but I sent it, so it's visible on my site too. If I were to double tap on that, I think I can do the same thing she does with it. I can actually create a contact. So when you get a contact card, all you have to do is put focus on it by swiping left or right, and then you double tap on it to bring up the actions for that contact card. So let me try that and see what happens.
Larry, All American Pest Control.
So what it does, it opens the contact card into like a virtual contact, like just like a card, for viewing only. And the options will be down here. So when you open it, this is what you got. You got the name of it.
Larry, message, call, video, mail, pay, work, Mobile.
Stop.
FaceTime. Face other. Send message. Share contact. Create new contact.
There
Create
it
new
is.
contact.
There it is.
So this is called create new contact. And when you do that, you have to hit done or whatever it is. That's the last thing. And then that contact becomes a carbon copy of the one just sent to you by whoever. And now you have that contact in your contact list. So that's how that works. So you, again, for review, go to your text messages, put focus on the card, the V card that was sent to you, double tap, and then look for create new contact. And that's all it is. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not really a lot. It's just a lot to explain. So anyway, and then that when that's done, your contact will be in place, and you can then call them and do whatever you need to do. The great way to share contacts is that's the way you do it. Okay, any questions about that? All right, let me get out of here real quick. Hang on.
Back. Button. Back. 3 on
Let's go close that up.
app switcher. Message. Apps. Closing. And closing mail. Set closing setting.
All right, got that close. So let me see what's next on our list. Hang on a second. Okay, new contact from a. We just talked about that, so that's good. Let's keep going. Okay, this is like another show and tell, but I don't really have a device to show. I have it, but I haven't brought it down. I wanted to talk about the Apple TV streaming device. Okay, and the reason that I'm talking about it is because if you're looking for something to stream content
Screen dimmed.
like Netflix to your TV or whatever it is that you're subscribed to, this is probably the best device you can get for that. And because I have Fire TVs and Fire Sticks, and those are pretty good, okay? But like Patty and I, what we've noticed is that with Netflix, when it's trying to speak what's on the screen, it just stops talking. Like it's not compatible with Netflix, and we have to reset those Fire Sticks all the time, and they're constantly being updated, and they're slow and kludgy, but they're only like $40. Okay, so they are cheap. And an Apple device, an Apple TV device, is $130, and that has everything you need and more. And if you have photos on your iPhone, well, they'll automatically appear on your Apple TV. If you want to FaceTime your family from your Apple TV and see your family on the big screen, well, Apple TV supports that too. And a host of other things. And the remote for the Apple TV will allow you to do voice searches just like the remote for the Fire Stick. And just like the iPhone, it's a superior device. It doesn't hesitate, it doesn't lock up, doesn't do anything weird or funky. And when you move the cursor around on your TV, it says everything very well. It doesn't stutter and do things like that. And I've noticed that with the Fire Stick, especially when it's in a low memory situation, or if you're downloading an update behind the scenes and you're trying to navigate to your show, it'll do all kinds of weird behaviors. So if you're looking for a device that's well worth the money, and you can watch your shows and see all of your content on iCloud, your pictures and videos and everything else, an Apple TV can't be beat. And then of course, the last thing that they can do that I'm thinking about that's really handy is that because it's an Apple device, you can share your screen onto your big TV using AirPlay. And the screen in your hand will now show up on your big TV without the use of any cables or anything else. It's just a wireless thing through the Apple TV. So that's kind of nice. And music and everything else is on there waiting for you to use. Of course, you can put all your services on YouTube. You can put on Prime Video. Those are apps that you just run just like you would on any other device. And they work flawlessly as far as I can tell. So you can get them now for about $130 at the Apple Store. Or if you want to spend more money, they actually cost more over at Amazon. They're actually like 40 or 50 bucks more for some reason. Don't know why. I have some guess why, but I don't want to get into that. But yeah, that's Apple Store is probably the best place to get them. And if you want them the same day, you can pay $9, or you can get free shipping after a few days, maybe 2 or 3 days. It'll be there at your doorstep for free. So all you have to do is just pay the cost of it in tax. Don't worry about shipping. And also, if you say you don't want to spend 130 bucks right away, you can spread it over 6 months of interest-free payments. That's the other option for buying that. So whatever that is, 20 bucks a month or whatever it is for 6 months. So, and there's that, the Apple TV device. Okay.
Question, Manny, does that come with Apple Plus on it or something? Or do you have to subscribe to that?
That it probably comes with a free few months, and then you have to subscribe to it after that.
Okay.
I don't think it's a lifetime thing. That would be very unusual to get that, but you do get like 2 or 3 months for free in the beginning, and then of course you have to opt to pay in or stay out of it. So, okay, any questions on the Apple TV? If not, we're going to go to the next subject here. And that subject is creating new email boxes. Barbara wanted me to go over this with you because I know some of you have a lot of emails in your inbox. And if you want to know how you can organize that, well, you create email folders or boxes, what do you want to call them, and you move them there. So I'm going to show you how to do that.
7:40 p.m.
Okay.
Doc, messages.
So the first thing you do is you open up your mail program. So Siri, open mail.
New message. Drafts. All inboxes.
All right. So when you get into your mail program, you have 3 screens, one of 3 screens that'll come up. You have the screen that shows all of your email boxes. So let's say you have Gmail or AOL. You'll have all your boxes, your inbox, your drafts, your sent, all that good stuff. And you can navigate those, and then you can choose one of them to be your current box. And then the next screen that comes up is the box that has your inbox items or whatever it is. Then, of course, when you open one of those items, then the message itself comes up in a different screen. So you have to know that there's 3 screens you could be in, and you always can figure that out by going to the top.
2 messages.
So I'm probably not in the list. I'm in an email message right now. So I need to go to the back button to get back into my list of emails.
All inboxes. 3 unread messages. Back mailboxes. Back.
And you'll know that you're in a mailbox because the heading will have a name. So if we swipe to the right at the heading.
Edit. All inboxes. Heading.
Mine's called all inboxes. I have like 2 or 3 accounts that are shown in the all email boxes thing. But you may just have an inbox in at AOL or Gmail or whoever, Yahoo, and then it'll show all of your items in your inbox. Now, to create a box to store things, you have to go back to the screen that has the mailboxes. So you would go back from the list that's in front of you in your inbox to mailboxes.
Mailboxes. Back button.
Okay, so you do that.
Mailbox. Edit button.
Now you know you're in the correct screen because it's going to sound like this on at the heading.
Mailboxes. Heading.
Mailboxes heading means that you are in your mailboxes and you're not in any particular mailbox. So what I want to do, I want to create a new box. Okay. So the way you do that is you go to the edit button. So I swipe to the left to go up to the top.
Edit button.
And I double tap on that.
Done.
And then at the bottom of the screen, there's a thing called create box or new box or whatever.
Toolbar. New mailbox button.
New mailbox. So I double tap on that.
Cancel text field is editing. Name. Character mode.
So the
Insertion.
first thing for the box is I got to give it a name. You can't use a name that's already in use. Like you can't use inbox or sent and all that because you need to create a unique name. I'm just gonna call this something. I'll call it Barbara.
How about you call it TSB?
I already have an email box called TSB.
Oh, yeah, you already have one.
Yeah, so let's call it Barbara because I don't think I have that one anymore. So let's say that I want to put all of Barbara's email that I want to keep into this box instead of it hanging out in my inbox. So what I can do is I can give it a name, Barbara.
Inserted Barbara.
So that's the first piece of information you need. Then you swipe to the right to the second piece of information. Okay, so let's go there.
Clear text. Mailbox location. Heading.
Now you got to specify where you want the box. So that's a button. So I'm going to double tap on that.
Mailbox location. Heading.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mailbox location. Button.
Button, sorry.
Email.
So I want to put it in my Gmail folder, right under the Gmail and at the same level as my inbox. So I'm going to put it there. So I'll double tap there.
Gmail. Text field is editing. Barbara.
So
character mode. Insertion point.
Now I'm back on the screen where I'm trying to specify everything. So I got Barbara in there.
Clear text. Mailbox locate. Gmail. Button.
And I got Gmail. So all I got to do now is say done or save or whatever it's called.
Save. Button.
I do that.
Save. Done. Button.
And then it's supposed to be under my Gmail. Let's see if it does it. Sometimes it doesn't refresh really quick because it has to create a new box on the server over at Gmail. So it may or may not do it right away. But it always works. So let's just see if it's already there.
Mailboxes. Select. Reorder. Select. Reorder Gmail.
Oh, let's say we're done. Sorry, say we're done. Now we're going to go to Gmail.
Gmail. 3 unread message.
Now under Gmail, I should have a new Barbara box. So let's see.
Inbox. Drafts. Send. Junk. Trash. All mail. Gmail. ADP. Fooper. Important. Start. Sunlight Finance. Mail. ADP. Barbara.
There it
no
is.
unread messages.
Barbara.
Button.
So I put it in there. I put it in alphabetical order under my custom boxes. So now I can use the Barbara folder to house any email that I've read. I don't want to keep it in my inbox, but I don't want to throw it away. So I just put it into that folder. And good candidates for this kind of stuff would be like receipts you get from Home Depot, or anything you need to keep for a time, warranty stuff or whatever it is, or proof of purchase of some kind. You can keep those in these boxes and they'll always be available. So that's how you create a new email box or folder. Now the next part of this is I want to show you an email, how you select messages to be trashed or moved or whatever the case may be. So what I'm going to do is go back into my inbox, and let's say that I want to select a few messages, or I want to select all of them to do something with them. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my inboxes. Let's go.
Page 1 of 4. All inboxes. Select messages.
So this is the list of all my inbox messages. So what I want to do is I want to select one or more, and then I want to do something. So what you do is you go up to this button on top and swipe to the left.
Dictate. Search. All inbox. Edit. Button.
Edit. Okay, so you double tap on edit.
Cancel. Cancel.
Edit turns into a cancel button now. Okay, so what appears now is your emails are slightly shifted to the right, and you can go to each one and you can double tap on them and it won't open them. It'll just select them. So look, if I go to this one, the first one here, let's swipe down.
All inbox. Search. Dictate. Dip. Messages. Unread. LinkedIn. Pima Community College.
So let's say I want to select that one. I double tap.
Selected. Unread. LinkedIn. Pima.
So that's selected. Now, if I go to the next one, it's not selected. It'll just give you the email title and stuff without saying selected.
Unread. LinkedIn. One person visited your profile.
Okay, now if I go back up to the one I selected, here's what it sounds like.
Selected. Unread. LinkedIn. Pima.
So now that I've got one selected, I could go down to the bottom and do something with that. But typically, if you're going to do this, you want to select more. Now you can select them all by going to the upper left of the screen, and then you can go to
Select all button.
select everything. So let's say you want to just empty out your inbox and send it all to trash. Well, you could do that this way. You could go
Select all. Deselect all.
you could select everything, and all of the emails in this box here will be selected. Now I can go down to the bottom toolbar and do something with those selected emails. Let's see what we have down here.
Toolbar. Mark button.
So I can mark them as red. I can mark them as something else. There's a few mark options. Let's keep going.
Move button.
I can move all those to the new Barbara folder if I wanted to. I could say move. It'll give me a thing to pick a folder, and it'll move them from this inbox all into the Barbara folder. Okay, and then finally, I think there's one more.
Trash button.
So that moves them into the trash folder. So that's how you do multiple selections and movements of more than one email at a time. And that's in the email program. So I'm going to cancel this because I don't want to do any of these things. This is just for show. So I got to go to the top, and I would cancel instead of trash or mark or whatever it is. So I'm going to go up and cancel.
Cancel button. Edit.
And now the inbox is just like a normal inbox again. If you double tap on one of the emails, it'll open it up, and then you can read the contents. It doesn't mark them anymore. So that's how you do selecting multiple emails in the mail program. All right, any questions on that? All right, let's keep going.
So, Manny, are you gonna show them how to empty the trash almost the same way?
I'm sorry?
You're gonna show them how to empty their trash?
Oh, I'm
Doing
sorry,
almost
yes.
the same thing you just
Thank you,
did?
Barbara. Thank you, I forgot about that. Yes, I forgot to write that down. You know it's live because I'm making mistakes. Here we go.
Cellular.
All
4
right.
and 4 bar. All inbox.
All right, so to empty the trash, you have to go to your mailboxes list, go down to your trash, and you got to open it up. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to find the back button to go to mailboxes, which is a swipe to the left. Let me do that.
Edit. Mailboxes. Back button. Mailbox. All inboxes.
So-
3 unread messages.
So what I want to do is go down to trash. So I'm just going to go down the screen a little bit.
Inbox. Drafts. Send. Junk. 1. Trash button.
So there's trash. If I double tap on that, I'm going to open up my trash folder instead of my inbox. So I'm going to go there now.
Select messages. Expedia.com. Sale ends August 30.
All right. So just like I was showing you in the inbox, I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to select all. And we do the same thing. Go edit.
Edit button. Cancel messages.
And then I go to the upper left and I select all.
Select all. Deselect all.
And then down at the bottom, there's going to be a delete button. Instead of trash, it's going to be called delete. Because when you delete them out of trash, there's no coming back. That's it. They're gone forever. Okay, so we'll go down to toolbar.
Toolbar. Mark. Move. Button. Delete. Button.
And that
So if
would
I
be
hit that button, all my trash will be empty.
Delete alert. Delete all. Button.
And you get one last confirmation. I say, yeah.
Toolbar. Compose. Button. Double
And
tap and hold to bring up drafts.
now in my trash, it's completely empty. There are no emails.
No mail.
It completely got rid of them. So that's how you empty the trash. If you know, because
But
that
you can go, rather than selecting them all, you can go to each one and delete each one individually too. You don't
that's
have
right.
to watch.
So yes, you can delete one at a time. You could select a few of them that are not all together. You could select the first one and the fifth one and the seventh one and go down and delete, and it'll delete 3 of them. Or you can just select them all like I did and then just kill all of the emails that are in your trash. So that's how that works. So of course I don't want to stay in my trash folder because nothing lands there anymore until I delete something from one of the other folders. So I got to go back to my mailboxes.
Gmail. Back button. Gmail. Trash.
And I'm going to go up to my all
Page 1 of 4.
inboxes.
Refreshing all inboxes. Select messages.
And now my inbox stuff is still there, of course. And I can start deleting more, putting more into trash from the inbox. So when you delete from anywhere in your email inboxes or whatever, with the exception of trash, it gets moved to trash. When you delete from the trash folder, that's when the stuff really gets purged out and deleted. That's when the actual delete takes place. So just so you know that. All right, let's see. Any questions on that? All right, we're going fast tonight. Let's see here.
Manny,
Yes.
Manny,
Yes.
this is Diane. I have another question about email. How do you delete a mailbox?
Okay, I can try that. That's a good question. I should probably put that into the thing. So let me show you.
Mailboxes.
So I just created that Barbara email, but now I want to get rid of it. I say, oh, oops, I didn't want to create that. I don't need a Barbara, whatever folder. So all you do is you go back to your mailbox list and you find the Barbara box. So I'm going to do that first. So right now I am in
All inboxes.
all inboxes. So I got to go back to the previous.
Mailboxes. Back button. Mailbox. All in.
So I'm going to scroll down. I know it's down there. I'm not going to go through each one, have you guys hear it. So we'll find the Barbara box. It's going to be under my Gmail account. Okay. So
Page 2 of 4. Start. Sunlight. Page 3 of 4. Receipts. Fit. Personal. Legal. 4. Junk. Drafts. Legal. 4 on send. Sent. Sunlight. Trash. Work. Xfinity. Manisalis. Toolbar. Work. Sent messages. Send. Person. Outbox. Legal. Junkie. Junk. Draft. Deleted messages. Barbara. No unread messages. Button.
So there's Barbara. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit.
Edit. Button. Done.
And I got to go down to Barbara.
All mail. 3002. Page 4 of 6. Barbara. No unread messages. Button.
So what I want to do is select
Barbara.
that one.
No cancel. Button.
I double tap on Barbara, right? So let's see what this screen has.
Edit mailbox. Save. Text field. Is editing. Clear tab. Mailbox. Gmail. Delete mailbox.
Then you get a button under
There
it.
it is.
So what you
Okay.
do, it's like a modify screen. If I wanted to change it to Barbara McPherson instead of just Barbara, this is where I can make that change. But what we're going to do this time is just delete the box entirely. Now you got to be careful when you do that because all the contents of that box will be done. It'll be gone. I don't think it puts it in trash. I think it actually deletes that box and all of its contents. So
Okay.
I'm going to hit delete.
Delete mailbox. Button. Delete alert. Delete mailbox. Deleting the mailbox. Barbara will remove its messages from your account.
Yeah, what I said. So here we go.
Yeah.
Cancel. But delete.
Go and
Button.
delete.
Text field is editing.
And then it's
Start.
gone. Then it's
No.
gone, right? So and then now we're done editing. So you got to go to the top right and hit done or whatever it's called. Go.
Okay.
Gmail. Done. Button. Edit.
So that gets us out of edit mode for the boxes. And now that Barbara box is gone.
Okay.
And I can go back to my inbox or whatever I want to do. So very good
Okay,
question. Thank
thanks.
you.
Important. Page 1 of 4. All inboxes.
Okay, get
Select
back in
messages.
there.
Unread. LinkedIn.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to go over a few Safari things. So if have you ever noticed that that the address bar, you know, when it says apple.com, that can be moved to the top or the bottom of the Safari page. Has anyone ever done that, or should I show you guys how to do that? All right, I'm going to show you. Okay. In the beginning, when they made that a floating or a bar where you could move it, you could just arbitrarily just move it to the top or the bottom depending on where you wanted it to be. Now you have to go into settings and figure out if you want how you want it to look relative to whether you're looking at tabs on that screen. So in English, what that means is that if you choose to have tabs listed across the top of the Safari page, it automatically moves that address bar down to the bottom. If you don't have any tabs on the top, which is like a single view page, then it moves the address bar back up to the top and takes that space for the address bar. So what controls where the address bar is not kind of where you want it. It's kind of if you're looking at other tabs on the one screen. So let's go to settings and I'll show you what that means. Let me just go in there.
Calendar, Tuesday, August, apps, mail, closing mail. Calendar, Tuesday, August 20th, settings. Settings.
All right.
Settings.
I'm going to go down to settings and then Safari, and then we go down just a little bit, and then that tab thing is going to be there, and I'll explain. It'll be much easier when you hear the phone saying it too. So let me go down there.
Airplane, rows 18 to rows 25 to 37 of notes, button, phone, button, Safari, button.
So it's settings and Safari.
Search, heading.
And then you have to go down a few screens. I'll shortcut that and get down to where it's talking about tabs, and you'll hear what it says when I get down there. So
rows 9 to 15 of 32, rows 14 to 19 of 32. Open links, rows 19 to rows 20 to 24 of 32. Require rows 19 to 20 of 30, rows 9 to 15 of 32.
Here we are.
Tabs, heading.
So there's a thing called tabs heading right in the middle of the settings. You got a bunch of settings and you have a tabs heading. So under that you have two options. So the first option is
tab bar button.
So if you choose that option for your tabs, tab bar, it will then put a tab bar at the very top of your Safari web page, okay? And then the web page will start after the tab bar. But what it also does, it says, oh, if you got a tab bar up here, I can't very well put the address bar up here anymore. So it moves the address bar down to the bottom of the screen automatically. Now, the simpler way, the easier way, the way I recommend that you browse is that you use this option here.
Selected, single tab.
So you just see a single tab without a title of the tab up there. And what that does, that moves the address bar automatically back to the top where those tab names were displayed. And here's a secret. If you wanted to change the tab you're on, you just go down to the bottom toolbar and double tap on tabs. And then you can navigate to the tab you want, double tap on it, bring it up, or you can actually close it from there. Or you can close all tabs. And I'll show you that in a second. All right. So let me see, okay. So the other thing in the Safari settings I wanted to show you was something Barbara mentioned the other day, and I thought it's worth mentioning again. And that's the auto closing of tabs. So let's say that you're an avid browser and you go on the web and you go here, there, and everywhere. Usually what will happen is you'll have a lot of tabs that are opened up with different websites. So you can put a time limit on how long those tabs last. So let me find that real quick so you can hear that setting. And that's and the reason that you want to do that is because you don't want to keep opening more and more and more tabs, because that does take resources to keep those tabs updated, even if they're not the current tab. So you kind of want to close those tabs when you're done with them, or have them automatically close like I'm going to show you. So let me find that.
Downloads, extension, blog pop, favorites, autofill, general, private, preload top, quick website, Safari, search and also use in search engine.
Sorry, I forgot where it's at.
Search, default browse, Siri answer, allow Safari.
I went too far. Let's go down. Sorry about that.
Rows 9 to 15 of 32. Landscape tab, allow website, open links, close tabs, after 1 week.
All right. What was that, Barbara?
There.
I found it. So it's close
No.
tabs.
Close tabs, after 1 week.
No.
So when you tap on close tabs,
Manually.
you can do them manually, or you can set it to
After 1 day.
after 1 day.
Selected, after 1 week, after 1 month.
So you have 4 settings. Manually says, I'm going to do it and don't worry about it. then you can do it daily, weekly, or monthly. I have it on weekly, so if I have a tab open for more than 7 days, it'll automatically close that tab down. That's a good setting, gives you kind of the middle ground, so it doesn't close tabs that you might want to revisit the next day or two, but it doesn't keep them open forever.
Yes.
So that's kind of a good thing there.
Safari, back button.
Let's go back.
Close
That's a
tabs.
good deal.
After 1
Good
week.
deal.
Button.
Good
All
deal.
right, so auto close. Let's see what's next here. Now we have clearing history and website data. That's a very important function. Okay. After you start browsing a lot, there's a thing on your phone called akin to on the Windows machine called a temporary internet files folder. So what that is that every time you visit a website, it could be hadley.edu, tsb.org, whatever it is, it has to download the entire web page and all the pictures and everything to your phone and then render it locally. So that folder gets bigger and bigger and bigger as more files get downloaded. So to keep that clean, you'd want to go in every once in a while and do a clearing of history and website data. So that's one of the settings in this Safari settings piece. So we had the tab setting, right? The multiple tabs and the single tab. We just went over the auto close setting, which allows you to close tabs after a certain period of time or manually. Now we have this clearing history and website data. And what this does, this cleanses your phone, takes all the website data, cookies and all that, and then deletes them out. Okay, so that's down here. Let's get down there to that.
Allow Safari. Rows 19 to 21 of 30. Rows 20 to 20. Clear history and website data button.
Okay, so when you tap on that, you got one more little screen you gotta do. So we tap on clear history and website data.
Clear history.
Now, as I swipe down, you'll hear the options. There's like 2 sections. So let's go to the first section.
Close. Clear time frame. Heading. Last hour.
So you can clear everything within the last hour.
Today.
Everything from today.
Today and yesterday.
You know that.
Selected. All history.
I usually do everything. I do everything in that folder. So what that does, that deletes all the files. And then the second part of this are the tabs.
Additional options. Close all tabs. Dimmed. Switch button. On.
So when you do that, when you say clear, what it'll do is it'll give you the option, in this case, to close open tabs. And if you do that,
no tabs are open.
Well, there's no tabs open right now. That's why it's dimmed. But then you would go down.
Clear history button.
And then you would finally do that. You would clear all history and close all tabs. And then Safari will act like when you first opened it up the first day of your phone. There'll be nothing in there at all. So I'm going to do that now.
Clear history button.
And then it just goes
history
away.
And website.
Now you can do this manually, at least the tab closing piece. You just go down to the tab toolbar in Safari, and then you double tap on that button, and then all your tabs will be displayed if there are any open. And then you go down the done button and you double tap and hold just for like a second or two. Then a menu is going to come up. It's going to say close 3 tabs or whatever tabs you have open. It'll say close them all. You double tap that and all those tabs will be closed and you'll be returned to the screen, to the website that you were on. So, or to your default website, maybe a Google search or whatever it is. So that's how you do that. And using those 3 settings, especially the clearing history and website data, is good to keep your phone, clear and clean of things,
Manny, you want to show them in Safari where tabs are located?
Yeah, let's do that. Absolutely. Yes.
Settings. Safari.
All right. So
favorites.
When you have no tabs open, your favorites come up right away. I'm going to open up a few things. I'll open up my website.
MannySellis.com. Global
Okay.
Navigation.
All right. I'm going to go up there and open up another site.
Address. Not city address. Text field. Welcome. Tucson Society of the Blind.
Open
Global
that up.
Navigation.
And then I'll do one more.
Address. Tucson address. Text field. Is editing. Ward 6 meeting room rec bugs button. Ward 6 meeting room reserve. Skip to content. In page link.
Okay.
Web page loaded.
So I have 3 tabs open. I have my site, I have TSB, and I have a Ward 6 site. Okay. Now, if I wanted to switch between those, because I got it in single view right now. I'm not seeing across the top those 3 names. I have to go down to the tab bar down here.
Toolbar. Forward. Share. Show bookmark. Tabs. Button.
That's
There
what-
it is. It's right after
Double
bookmark.
tap and hold for more
So
tab
right after
options.
bookmarks, and you double tap on that, and then it brings up all the open tabs, like in a thumbnail kind of view, in a grid thumbnail view. So we're going to do that.
Tab. Ward 6 meeting room reservation form. Tab. Private. Ward 6 meeting room reservation form.
So
Tab. One tab.
Okay, so you can show them how to manually close it.
now, like Barbara said, to manually do it, you go down to the done button,
Done. Button.
and it's hidden behind this button. It's weird. So you have to double tap and hold that button, and then here we go.
Close tab. Button.
So you do that.
Close alert. Are you sure you want to close all open tabs? Close tab. Button. Ward 6 meeting room.
And then you're back to nothing being opened. So that's how that works. So you can do that on the Safari itself. And that's really good to keep the tab count to a minimum of, for resource issues. Keep your phone safer.
Right, but if you want to close just an individual tab, you just double tap on that tab and then flick your finger up,
That's right.
and
That's
one
right.
of the options is closed.
So what Barbara's saying exactly right. You'll see your tabs in a little grid. You have 2 or 3 of them. There'll be 2 and then a third one right under the first one. You could go to one of those and say, I want to close that one, but I want to keep the other ones open. So you just put your finger on it and then you swipe up and then it'll say close, and you double tap and then it closes that tab and only that tab. It leaves the other ones open. Or if you just want to go to the tab, you put focus on that tab and you just double tap, and then of course it'll open that tab up as the current tab. So that's how that works. Any questions on that? All right, let's see what else we got here. Hold on, let me move this out.
8:10 p.m.
Oops.
Status Safari.
Okay. All right.
There.
All right, here we go. So that was Safari. Let's see what's next here. Oh, I was going to go over Uber Eats. Has anybody ever used that app, Uber Eats? Okay.
Yeah, Gina has.
So for those except Gina, since Gina knows, you use that app to order food. Okay, and long story short is if you want a meal, you can look for it, and then
Screened
you
in.
can order it, customize it, and then you can specify a tip for the driver, all this good stuff, and then you'll get an ETA roughly when they are going to pick it up and bring it to your home. Of course, it costs you more because what you have involved here, you have the price of the food, right, for the restaurant. You have the delivery charge, which could be anywhere from $1 or sometimes free, so to speak. And then you've got a service charge, which is never free. That's usually about $4 to $10. That's where they get you. Then of course you have a tip, an optional tip, and that's usually around 10 to 15%. So something that you order that will cost you $20 could be, up to $35. It could add $15 to up to $15 to it. So you could be paying $30, $35 for a $20 meal. However, that meal is being brought to you from the restaurant. So there is, you're getting something there. You're getting a service. You're getting it delivered to you. You don't have to go to your home and go down there, come back, all that good stuff. So if you can stand the sticker shock for the service fees, it's not a bad way to get food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into something. Let's let's say I'm looking for Italian food, go to Oregano's or someplace like that. And I'm just gonna pretend I'm gonna order like a rigatoni or something. And then, or unless you guys have something else you want me to try, but I'll do that, okay? So we're gonna go in.
8:13 p.m. Safari.
Okay, so the first thing we do is we open the app. So Siri, open Uber Eats.
8:13 p.m. Order food online, vertical line food.
So the first thing you do when you come into this app,
Get 50% off your
sorry. The first thing you do when you come into this app is to
88 and Rayburn.
make sure the delivery location is where you're at. Because if you order from someone else's home and you do that, that's where your food's going. So you want to make sure it's coming to you. So let's go over there.
No thanks button. Deliver now to 88 and Rayburn.
That's not the place I want to deliver. That's another house. I'm going to pick my house to make sure the food's going to come to me. So that's the very first thing you check before you do any ordering. So go in there.
Activate to dismiss 8,219 Arbor 8.
All right.
Deliver now to 8,000.
So what it does is I change the delivery point. I've used the app many times, so I won't go through every single piece of it. But down in the middle of the screen, you have suggested restaurants, okay? I'm sure if I go down there, Oregano's will be there. But I could look for it too. I could actually type in the search bar Oregano's or McDonald's or whatever. Or I could type in a food, like maybe I want rigatoni or I want lasagna. I could put that in and it'll show you all the restaurants. So that's just a listing function. But let's go down to Oregano's and act like we're gonna order something here. So let's go. Let's see.
Featured on Uber Eats. Heading.
So
Link.
let's swipe through a few of them and see what's going on.
See all. Oregano's. A
Huh.
top rated.
Very first one. Got lucky this time. All right. So when you find a restaurant, you double tap on it to open up the restaurant menu, the menu of food. So do that.
Empty list. Close.
So one thing to note when you open up the menu, the actual restaurant's food menu, you want to take a look and see what the delivery charge is going to be, because it varies depending on their distance to you and what they charge. So let's see what that is. So I'm going to swipe from the top down.
Oregano. Rating 4.5 from 450.
So that's a rating.
Selected. Delivery.
Delivery.
Pickup. Group order. 99 cents delivery fee. $0 with Uber One on $15 plus.
All right. So it says there's a 99-cent fee that's going to be delivered. But don't be fooled by that. You're not going to pay 99 cents. You're going to pay 99 cents for a delivery fee, but you're probably going to pay like $8 for a service charge of some kind. One of those mysterious service charges. Anyway, now I want to do that. So I want to go down and pick my rigatoni plate. So I'm just going to swipe to the right and get down there. So let's do that.
$0 to order again. Heading.
So I've ordered from here before. So my rigatoni is going to be pretty close to the top because it saves my selections. So
Hakuna Picada. 18. The Pablo salad. Big Rig pasta. $17.49.
so that's Big Rig pasta.
Big Rig pasta.
All right. So I double tap on that because you have to open it up, and sometimes you got to make selections. Like if you have required selections, like maybe you got to select the size or certain condiments or something else, and you have to fill that out. And then at the bottom of that screen, you'll add it to your cart. So let's do that.
Big Rig pasta. Activate to dismiss pop-up window button.
So now we're in that menu item. So let's go see what that's about.
Big Rig $17.04. Rigatoni pasta covered with a tasty tomato chipotle cream sauce. Number 3 most liked. Ordered before. 91%. Previously ordered. Ordered on July 18. Ordered on July. Utensils choice. Heading. Required. Utensils. Not selected. Button.
So when it says required, you won't be able to add it to your cart until you make a selection. So what I'm going to do is say
utensils, not selected. but no utensils.
I'll say
Not
no
selected,
utensils.
but no utensils. Pasta protein add-ons. Choose up to one.
So here I can choose the stuff they put on top of it, whether it's sausage or whatever. So let's see.
Add 2 meatballs. Plus $3.90. Add sliced chicken. Popular. Popular. Plus $4. Add 2 sausages. Plus $5.99.
Let's do that.
Add 2 sausages. Gluten-friendly pasta substitution. Heading. Gluten-free penne pasta. Plus $1. Not customize. No tomato. Not selected.
So here you can take things off. So if I check that box, there'll be no tomato. So we won't do anything here, but these are just options as I'm designing the plate the way I want it to be.
No basil. Side salad add-ons. Choose up to 2. Side salad with balsamic vinaigrette. Plus $3.
Now this is not a required choice. You can choose up to 2, but each choice will add more to the cost. Remember when we came in, it was a $17 item. I already added sausage, which is like another $5. So I'm up to $22 for just one plate of rigatoni. Okay.
Side salad with balsamic side salad Caesar salad.
All right, so keep
Popular.
going.
Allergy requests. Remove item button. 1.
So I could, this is where I change the counter. I'm just going to get 1. So we're going to keep going down. At the bottom, you have this.
Add 1 to cart bullet, $23.48.
So now it's $23 for rigatoni.
Item added to cart. Close.
Now, again, we go back to the menu after that, and you could order a drink or whatever. But let's say we just want this. And I'm not going to complete the order. I'm just going to show you the steps.
View cart. 1. Button.
So we go to the cart.
Close. Button.
In the cart, we have our rigatoni.
Big rib pasta. Utensils choice. No utensils.
Anyway, everything I select is going to be there.
1.
Okay. And let's go down.
Send as a gift. Subtotal. $23.48. Save $3.50. Go to checkout. Button.
So now I'm going to go to checkout. I'm not going to actually do it, but I'm going to go to it.
Go to checkout. No thanks. Button.
So what they do normally when you go to checkout, they want you to buy more. So they give you this little nag screen, like if you want more things to go with it. So for example, I could
Sauce/dressing option. Fountain soda. $3.
But at the bottom, there's a no thanks button. So we do that.
No thanks. Button. Try Uber One.
And then you get another nag screen because they want me to join Uber One. So this is a real constant irritating thing that they do. You know, I've never wanted it, but they keep showing it to me. Maybe I'll slip one day and say yes.
Start saving. No thanks.
I'll say no
Button.
thanks.
Back.
So this is
Button.
where I wanted to get. This is the checkout part, okay? And what's important is all the pricing, okay? So here we go. Well, what's important is everything, but the most important things is where it's being delivered.
8,000 to delivery type. Leave at my door.
Leave a door, okay?
+1. Delivery time. 30.
You can choose your time or you leave it to default, which is as soon as possible, 30 to 45 minutes, okay?
Page 3 of 3. Send as a gift. And customize a digit.
Now, here at the bottom is where they have the price breakdowns. This is where you're going to get sticker shock.
Subtotal. $23.48.
So that's just for the food.
Delivery fee. 99 cents.
Okay, so that's the dollar delivery.
Actions available. Taxes and other fees. $6.27. Subtotal.
Oops.
Taxes and
So there's a $6.29 taxes and other fees. It's not just taxes. That would be only like about $1 or $2. So they're taking another $4 or $5 out of there for whatever other purposes. Let's keep going.
total. $30.74.
So that's not too bad considering what I've seen before. So my $23 food order is going to cost me about $7 to get it to me. But I haven't factored in a tip. So if I do a 15% tip on that, then, then we're talking, another, $4.50. So it's going to be $35 by the time I get done with this order. And that's how you do it. And then the way you do it is you go next.
Next button.
And then that's where I specify the tip. And then I do place order. And then your food's coming. So that's how you use Uber Eats in a nutshell. Now, it sounds really complicated because I did a lot of talking, but it's not when you're thumbing through the interface. It's just very logical steps. It's not something you have to remember so much. So, any questions on that, on Uber Eats? Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? We have one more topic here, and that is the K-Gun News app. That's one Barbara wanted me to revisit with you guys. So we're going to do that. I'm going to close Uber Eats. Obviously, I'm not going to place the order.
Calendar, Tuesday. Apps, Uber Eats, closing Uber Eats. Safari, closing Safari, closing settings. News,
Okay, we're at
8:23 p.
All right, so we have just enough time for K-Gun. Okay, so the first thing you do is open the app. You have to get the app. So Siri, open K-Gun.
Splash screen.
Okay.
Selected, top new.
So much like the Newsline app, the K-Gun app is a really good app, okay? And it's got a tabbed interface on the bottom. So the first tab is?
Tab bar, selected, home, tab, 1 of 4.
So home is like, I don't know, it's got the combination of things, the things you're interested in, this and that. You can go to stories. Let's see what the screen sounds like. I'm gonna swipe up here.
Selected, top news, button,
So
heading.
So at the bottom, there's a tab called Home. At the top, you have buttons that filter the news out. So top news is what's showing now. Here are the other options as well.
Most recent, button,
Most
heading,
recent,
local news,
local,
button, national, button, sports, button, most selected,
so
top news.
We're on top
button,
news. Let me just go
heading.
down to one of these items so you can hear what it
So
says.
I put mine on local news.
Local news? Okay, let's look at that. Let's do that.
Most recent, local news, button,
And the
heading.
rest of the buttons sound like this, by the way.
National, sports, Cochise County news, local events, weather alerts.
Okay,
button,
that's it.
Local event,
So let's go to local news like Barbara said.
Cochise County, sports, national, local news, button, selected, Sphinx Eye.
So when you do that, the stories will change to local news. So let's do that.
Sphinx INX set to open as tattoo artist continues resilient journey. 2 people sitting on a pink couch. Soria. Fan
Okay.
820.
I know about that, but let's go to the next one.
Over 600 customers without power south of downtown. TAP says.
Okay, so there's a blackout here in Tucson.
Okay, so you want to open it up so they can see
Sure.
it how it works?
So
Open up one
of
the
course,
stories.
like Barbara said, these are just headlines. So if I want to hear the whole story, I got to double tap on it.
Arrow backward. Over 600 customers without power south of.
So I'm going to swipe to the details here.
Updated 1 hour ago. Updated 1 hour ago. Posted August 20th, 2024 by KGUN 9 News.
Well, listen
staff.
just for a second.
Over 600 customers are without power after Tuesday afternoon storms just south of downtown. According to the TAP outage map, the west side of Tucson had thunderstorm and flood warnings on Tuesday afternoon. NWS Tucson said. More information will be released as updates come in.
So you get the idea. If you wanted to read the entire story, she will read the whole thing to you. And of course, you go back to get back to the headline pieces, just the blurbs.
So you can either scrub out or you can go back to the very top.
That's right. So we're gonna go back.
And then there's also a share button if you want to share it with somebody.
That's right. So she's right. So if you want to do something else with this article, let's say someone else doesn't have the app and you want to share the story.
Bookmark, button, share, button.
And that's where you do it. You use that share option, a share sheet will come up, and then you choose the share option, whether it's email or whatever, and then you choose the person you're going to share it with. They then get an email or whatever it is you use, and then they're able to read that story along with you. Okay, so we'll go back.
Arrow backward, button.
So that's the first tab. If you go to Cochise County News, another button here, You'll hear about stuff in Sierra Vista. You'll hear about stuff in Douglas and those cities in Cochise County. All right, so let's see what the next tab is. I think that's video, if I'm not mistaken.
Tab bar. Watch.
Oh, watch,
Tab,
yeah,
2 of
watch.
4.
So here,
That's how we can build a true democratic majority.
so this is playing
One that can get
videos.
things done.
This is the first one.
And by the way,
So I'm going to go off of this because
to the people in this country.
Weather. Tab.
so there's the next one is weather. Now that last video channel, that was the featured video. This is the DNC's going on right now, so that's obviously the big news. But you could swipe down below it, and there are other little videos that you can double tap on, and then they will play as well. And they just play right in the window. So weather, let's see what the weather guy has. There's some buttons on top here, so let's see what they're all about.
Selected. Today. Button.
So
Heading.
that button today tells you what's happening in today's weather. If I go down and put my finger on something here, let's see.
Weather alerts. Button. Current temperature. 88 degrees. Feels like 89 degrees. High of degrees. Low of 76 degrees. The weather is currently clear. An illustration of a yellow 88 degrees at 8 p.m.
And then down below that, so you get the summary of what's going on, but then you can do an hour by hour thing. And then there's satellite imagery, Doppler, radar, all that stuff. You can see all that stuff if you're visual. And then the other weather options up here are like this.
Forecast. Button. Heading.
Forecast. Let me go further.
Radar. Button.
No, like I
Heading.
was mentioning the radar images.
Daily. Button. Hourly. Button. Current. Button. Heading. Weather alerts. Button. Heading.
So I guess if I tapped on that, if there were any kind of storm alerts, you know, high wind, flooding or whatever, those would be there too. Let's see what else they have.
Weather alerts.
And that's it. That's it for weather. It just gives you a good, clear view of what's going on here. And then the last one, I
Get
think,
in here.
I'm
Get in
sorry.
here.
Oh.
Come on. Get in here.
Tools.
Come on.
Tab. 4 of 4.
So they call this tools. That's really settings. That's behaviors and what you want to see, what you don't want to see. They're just behaviors of the K-Gun app. And that's basically it for K-Gun. It's just another news app, a very good one, very well organized, and it seems to work well on the iPhone. So I highly recommend this app if you want your news up to date and presented in a good, clean way. So, any questions on K-Gun? All right. Well, I think I'm pretty much, that's all I got.
8:30 p.m.
And it's 8:30, so I don't know what else we have up for Barbara. Do we have anything else that we want to talk about tonight?
The only thing I've been practicing is there's 2 different types of scrubs. You can do the L or you can do the Z with the 2 fingers.
Yes, I can
And that's
demonstrate.
been kind of fun.
So when you do a scrub, what Barbara's saying, this is another gesture like the rotor. It takes a little more dexterity to do, but once you get it, it works. So I'm going to try to do it if you're looking at the screen on what you need to do. So you take 2 fingers and then you swipe down in an L position to do the scrub. So you go down, over, all in one thing. You don't go down, stop, and then over. You go down, over. Almost like, I don't know, something like an L, but you don't stop at the bottom. And the Z scrub is kind of the same way. You would do that, and you would just do as 2 fingers, Z, like that, and that will perform that gesture. And these are ones that you should practice along with the rotor, so you can get more dexterity when you're using the phone, and it'll become more like second nature, you know. So that's my recommendation. So, all right.
So that was it. So thank you so much, Manny. You covered a
Thank
lot
you.
of stuff tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
8:32
I
p.m.
will
Status bar.
detail everything in the notes very well, especially those tougher things we were talking about. So I'll make sure that all gets out to you, detail the notes very clear, you know, because there was some stuff that I talked about tonight that wasn't really clear, that was getting kind of out there. I'll try to line that up better in the notes.
John wants to know if he should turn it off.
Oh, John, yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny.
And thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Good
thank you.
night.
Good night, everybody.
TG has left the meeting.